Tell us the story about how you invented the taco salad.
Well, we used to go up to the cottage all the time, and a lot of people used to come up there. And instead of serving the same thing every week, I decided to make some different things every time we went up there, so we wouldn't be eating the same thing all the time. And so I came up with different salads. I wasn't famous just for the taco salad. I was also famous for the marinated salad. So the taco salad became a big hit. And I had read a version of it in the paper. And I didn't like the version, so I made up my own. And it was a big hit. And it became very famous.
Well, if you read a version about it in the paper, how come you claim you invented it?
Because the way I made it was completely different than the way that I read the recipe.
So what was in your recipe?
Well, I mixed up the greens. The original salad just had lettuce and very little seasoning in the meat. And the nachos were thrown in. And when you put the dressing in it, it got soggy. And it wasn't very appetizing. So I seasoned the meat with a lot more seasoning. And I mixed the greens and put onions in there and beans. And mixed it with the dressing. Then I put the tacos on top. So that when you have the tacos stayed crunchy on the salad.
What kind of tacos did you use?
Toasted tacos. We used to toast them a little bit in the oven.
What about Doritos?
Yeah, Doritos. I think that was the main thing we started using was Doritos, the cheese Doritos in there. And the original was just the plain corn tacos. Basically, a lot of the recipes that I do have been experimental. I changed the seasoning. It's really all seasoning. Basically, it was a seasoning, and the bed of the salad was, you just threw in things that I knew that the family would like.
What else did you make out of Doritos? Was that the only one?
No, remember I used to make you nachos? I made the nachos with the, and that was before the nachos became famous. We'd use the same ground meat that we used in the taco salad, except we put it with the nachos and then put the cheese on top and throw it in the oven. And that's how everybody started making it, was after I put it in the oven and melted the cheese in layers in it.
Now, did you ever make any money off these recipes?
No, because I gave them to my brother. But I made the papers and got into the radio shows.
The taco salad?
Yep, the taco salad, but also the marinated salad. Do you remember the vegetable marinated salad, Brent?
But didn't you sell these things at the restaurant?
Yeah, we sold them. Right, we did.
Was the taco salad a bigger seller or the marinated salad?
They came in for both, but the taco salad probably we sold more of. But the marinated salad became extremely popular. We used to sell it by the quarts and gallons.
Now, didn't anybody ever ask you why a bunch of Chaldeans were selling essentially a Mexican item?
No, because they knew I was a cook. Came up with ideas.
Are you sure it's not just because all those honkies just thought you're all the same? Mexican, Chaldean,
no.
Black, who cares?
No, not at all. They knew that I used a lot of seasoning because our sauces were extremely good too for the ribs. Matter of fact, that's what Kristen likes too, baby back ribs.
Now, did you ever try dipping the ribs after you cook them and put the sauce on them in crumbled Doritos?
Never.
Never tried that?
No, but you guys love chicken and pork chops and the thin steak in that cornflake crumbs. Right, Kristen? What? I don't think you miss any of my cooking, Brent. Do you miss any of my cooking, Brent?
Well, I haven't had that kind of taco salad since I left this house.
Yeah. So do you miss it?
It's a good story.
Do you miss anything I used to make here?
Yeah, all the the Chaldean stuff, and I never have my cheese and tomato on the bread.
How come? Now that was something I invented too. A lot of people make those.
You invented cheese, tomatoes, and bread together.
Yes. Now ask me how it came about with that.
Yeah, how would you have ever thought to put cheese, bread, and tomatoes together?
Because you and Kristen would never eat bacon, sausages for breakfast, and I always liked you to have a nice hot meal. So I figured, and then you were always so slow coming downstairs that you were eating on the way out. Hey, they're here. Hey, welcome.
Mom, can I go see?
Hi.
I gotcha.